Breaking news today coming straight out of the new Hollywood known as Washington, D.C., where the American people have officially decided to greenlight the next sequel to Dumb and Dumber, known as Donald Trump and Don Trump Jr., where Donnie Jr. from Dipstick Daddy is officially talking and espousing how he is going to be in charge. Oh my goodness, you have to see this. In charge of who winds up working for Daddy. And this revealing breaking story, which feels like Hollywood to me, can't get any dumber because, you know, we're following in the footsteps of these two guys.
Nobody knows this stuff better than me.
Nobody knows more about taxes than I do and income than I do.
Nobody knows more about construction than I do.
Nobody knows more about campaign finance than I do.
I know more about drones than anybody.
Nobody knows much more about technology, this type of technology, certainly, than I do.
Nobody knows more about technology than me.
Nobody in the history of this country has ever known so much about infrastructure as Donald Trump. I know the H-1B. I know the H-2B. Nobody knows it better than me.
I understand things. I comprehend very well. Okay? Better than, I think, almost anybody.
And by the way, who knew the other side of the picture better than me? I knew it.
Nobody knows more about environmental impact statements than me. I understand the power of Facebook maybe better than almost anybody. I know more about renewables than any human being on earth.
Who knows the other side better than me? Who knows the other side better than me?
I think I know more about the other side than almost anybody. And I understand the other side. Perhaps I understand it better than anybody else. I was the fair-haired boy. Nobody knows more about it than me. I know more than these politicians. These guys don't know anything.
I know more about ISIS than the generals do, believe me.
I know a lot. I know more than I'm ever going to tell you.
Donald Trump Jr. went on Fox News and he was really pumped about his dad's performance. I mean, really pumped. Watch this.
The media runs right away. It's Russian disinformation. There's literally zero evidence that it's Russian disinformation. The director of national intelligence said it. And by the way, more importantly, the FBI said it. And I don't say that because I think the FBI has more credibility. I say that because it's pretty clear that the FBI has done whatever they possibly could to hurt Donald Trump. So if they're even coming out and saying this, meaning the upper levels of the FBI, the door kickers love us, not so much the bureaucrats at the top.
Okay.
Don Trump Jr. makes the point that it's not just the head coach, it's also the staff they have too. Because Dipstick Daddy Donnie is going to put Junior in charge of vetting all the people who are going to be on his team, but nobody who's any smarter than him because, as you've seen, he knows it all. And here is the breaking video to prove it.
I'm going to be heavily involved on the transition. I want to make sure now that we know who the real players are, the people who will actually deliver on the president's message, the people who don't think that they know better than the duly elected president of the United States. I want to make sure that those people are in his cabinet. I want to make sure that those people are in this administration.
Yeah, there you have it, folks. This is why I will be calling this administration Dumb and Dumber 3, because that's what this tragic movie is going to seem like when Don Jr. is the person vetting people for Daddy.
Nobody knows more about polls than me. I know more about courts than any human being on earth. I know more about steelworkers than anybody that's ever run for office. I know more about golf than Obama knows.
Nobody knows more about banks than I do.
Nobody knows more about trade than me.
Well, obviously, he doesn't know about nuclear weapons. I know more about nuclear weapons than he'll ever know.
I understand the tax laws better than almost anyone.
Who knows more about lawsuits than I do? I'm the king.
I know more about offense and defense than they will ever understand.
And nobody even understands it but me. It's called devaluation. I understand money better than anybody.
I understand the system better than anybody. Nobody knows more about debt than I do. Nobody knows the game better than me.
I know more about contributions than anybody.
And who knows more about the word apprentice than Donald Trump? I understand politicians better than anybody. Nobody knows politicians better than me.
Folks, hang in there, do what you need to do, but remain vigilant and onward. We will see you soon.